Hello everyone. Today we're diving into a spicy game from the Prague International Chess Festival 2026, where India's rising star Divya Deshmukh absolutely cooked Grandmaster Surya Shekhar Ganguly, who was rated nearly 70 points higher. On one side, we have Indian chess princess, Divya Deshmukh, fearless, sharp, and improving at lightning speed. A World Cup winner and an inspiration to young girls who want to pursue chess as career. On the other side, we have super-experienced Grandmaster Surya Shekhar Ganguly. A seasoned veteran who's faced the world elites. And today, he is going down. Ganguly opens with pawn to e4, the most popular first move in chess. Divya fires back with pawn to c5, the Sicilian Defense. This is one of the sharpest, most combative responses. Ganguly develops with knight to f3, a flexible and classy move. Divya plays pawn to a6, a quiet move. Ganguly brings out his second knight to c3, building a strong center. Divya responds boldly with pawn to b5, pushing her queenside pawns forward aggressively. Ganguly retreats to develop his bishop to e2, a solid, calm choice. Divya deploys her dark-squared bishop to b7, a powerful diagonal aimed right at the center. Ganguly castles kingside, tucking his king to safety. Divya plays pawn to e6, solidifying her center. So far so good. Ganguly strikes in the center with pawn to d4, challenging Divya's structure. Divya snaps it off, pawn takes d4. Now Ganguly recaptures with queen takes d4. Divya develops her knight to c6, attacking that queen immediately. Ganguly backs the queen to e3. Divya plays a sneaky move, rook to c8, placing her rook on the open c-file. Ganguly tries to destabilize Divya's queenside with pawn to a4, threatening her b5 pawn. Divya advances with pawn to b4, she doesn't retreat, she pushes forward. Ganguly launches a powerful knight maneuver, knight to d5, jumping into the heart of the board. Divya coolly develops knight to f6. Ganguly improves his rook to d1, centralizing it. Divya gets her bishop out to e7, finishing development. Bang, Ganguly plays knight takes f6, check. Divya recaptures, bishop takes f6, keeping her pieces active. Ganguly pushes pawn to e5, trying to kick Divya's bishop. Divya retreats the bishop to e7, no drama, just repositioning. Ganguly develops his bishop to d3, pointing aggressively at Divya's kingside. Divya activates her queen to c7, eyeing the c-file. Ganguly plays pawn to b3, defending and solidifying. He looks fine on the surface, but under the surface, a volcano is brewing. Divya plays pawn to f5, a pawn storm, she is going after Ganguly's center with brute force. Beginners, remember, when your pieces are developed, you attack. Ganguly captures, pawn takes f6, an en-passant move. Divya recaptures with bishop takes on f6. Ganguly shuffles his rook to b1, eyeing the b-file. Divya repositions her knight to e7, redeploying it to a better square. Ganguly lunges forward, knight to g5, threatening to invade on h7. Divya centralizes her queen to e5, with tempo and threatening back. Ganguly grabs the pawn, knight takes h7, snapping off Divya's h-pawn like a snack. But is it a poisoned pawn? Divya plays queen to h5, threatening the knight on h7 and setting up a deadly attack. Ganguly boldly captures again, knight takes f6, check. Divya recaptures with pawn takes f6, her king is a little exposed, but her attack is absolutely monstrous. Ganguly plays pawn to f3, trying to hold his position together with duct tape. Divya strikes, queen takes h2, check. The queen invades. Ganguly's kingside is crumbling. Beginners, when you see check, always look for follow-up checks. Ganguly's king has to run, king to f2, never a good sign for a king. Divya presses, queen to h4, check, the king is being harassed like it's stuck in traffic. Ganguly retreats, king to f1. Divya plays knight to d5, the knight leaps back to the center, threatening everything. This is dominant chess, where every piece is doing a great job. Ganguly plays queen to g1, trying desperately to hold the kingside together. Divya drops the hammer, knight to c3, forking Ganguly's rooks. Ganguly plays bishop to e3, trying to defend, but the position is falling apart like a house of cards. Divya plays knight takes d1, winning the rook outright. Material is pouring into Divya's hands like candy from a piñata. Ganguly recaptures with rook takes d1. Divya activates her rook to g8, lining it up on the g-file. Ganguly moves his rook to d2, trying to hold the second rank. Divya plays bishop takes f3, winning another pawn and tearing open Ganguly's king cover. Ganguly plays bishop takes a6, grabbing a pawn on the queen side. Divya ignores the pawn and plays rook to c3, activating her rook right into the heart of the position. Ganguly plays bishop to b5, attacking the rook. Divya responds with bishop to c6, trading threats, standing firm. Ganguly retreats bishop to d3. Divya brings the bishop back to e4, maintaining dominant piece placement. Ganguly shuffles back bishop to b5, going in circles. Divya mirrors again bishop to c6, staying cool under pressure. Ganguly plays bishop to d3 once more. Divya repeats the position bishop e4. Ganguly goes back, bishop to b5. Divya plays rook to g7, activating the second rook. Ganguly plays bishop to d4, trying one last time to generate some activity. Divya plays rook takes c2, the rook crashes in, winning material. Ganguly is forced to recapture, rook takes c2. And then comes the final blow, Divya plays bishop takes c2. And with that, Ganguly resigns. What a masterclass! She played every phase of the game, opening, middle game, and endgame, with precision, aggression, and just the right amount of flair. She grabbed pawns, launched a king hunt, won material with a beautiful knight fork, and converted the endgame without breaking a sweat. If you enjoyed this breakdown, like, subscribe, and drop a comment. What was your favorite moment? Thanks for watching.